Canterbury side. Let's look at them right through. Graham Eadie, Tom Mooney, Simon Booth, Russell Gardner, Jim C playing at number 5, Alan Thompson, Steve Martin, Ray Brown, Bruce Walker, Paul Bott.
And there's not much left, we remember. Bryony's not as strong as us, okay?
Thompson, the coach, of course, is Alan Thompson. Well, Graham Eadie has not been playing with the authority he displayed in past seasons. Injuries certainly had dogged him since the start of this year, but Graham's main problem is that he sets himself such a terribly high standard when at his best. The fans and critics find anything less from him unacceptable. And now Canterbury coming out, led by their skipper, Dr. George Paponis. But this is the full side. Stan Cutler, Chris Anderson, Chris Mortimer, Greg Brentnell, Steve Gearin, Gary Hughes, Steve Mortimer, Mark Hughes, Steve Fuchs, Jeff Robinson, John Coveney, George Paponis in number 12, and Greg Cook. And the coach, of course, is Ted Glossop. Well, a goal kicker and point scorer of Steve Gearin, there seen at number 5. His calibre is essential to any successful football team. Gearin had a late start because, I believe, an appendix problem. But he's back in full flight again and is certain, barring injury, to get well over 100 points again in 1980. The statistics between the two sides. Premiership match results since 73. Canterbury have won 9, Manly won 8, drawn 1. Points 4, Canterbury 224, Manly 248. In their last 8 matches at Brookvale, Manly have won 4, Canterbury 3, 1 drawn. The referee in today's fixture, Mr. Greg Hartley. Run around. It's Cook. Gary Hughes tackled almost on suspicion there, I thought, by Ian Thompson. Paponis, Gary Hughes, Robinson. Nicely back inside to Cutler, the fullback, looking for work. And Manly being stretched to the limit at the moment. Paponis, Gary Hughes lobs a pass out there to Chris Mortimer. Not far to go. Little kick over the top by Hughes. Steve Mortimer's offside, has to be. But he's taken it anyway. The ball's been lost, and now it's a try. The ball was stolen from Eadie in the end goal. I thought he had it cleanly. And we continue with our try of the match from Sevens Big League. The player judged to be the most responsible for the try we choose each week will get $150. The year's end, the player most responsible for the try, judged to be the try of the year, a beautiful prize, a mighty Mazda 626 Coupe, valued at $7,000. Beautiful pass, Cutler. He's throwing away. Martin can't get to him. Look at Anderson. Oh, the intercept. It's going to be a try, though. It'll be a try. I think you can be... No! Jim C has saved it. I didn't know he was as quick as that. It would have been a try only for the pace of C, because there was no knock-on there from Chris Anderson. Bruce, Paponis, Gary Hughes, switch across the ruck, Steve Mortimer, Mark Hughes. Mortimer from dummy half, kicks ahead. Eadie takes it beautifully, evades 1, 2, 2. Still going, and gets into the fullback line. Now that's the Australian fullback at his very great best. And it's a John Coveney wrapped up hard by John Gray. Paponis, Cook, strong bustling run. 8 metres from halfway now. Canterbury looking a good attacking side. There's the error count. Manly 4, Canterbury 3 as Cutler's found a hole. Goes streaking to it. Eadie wraps him up. All in all, a legitimate high thumping tackle. Walker the tackler. Gearin, the wing 3/4, comes in and well tackled by John Gray. Mark Hughes, Steve Mortimer, Robinson through the gap. Look at Steve Mortimer on the inside. The kick through. Eadie chops it with his foot. 6 to go. It'll be. Robinson has it. Manly in disarray. Finding all sorts of gaps, the Canterbury team. There's another beautiful pass to Cutler. He finds an opening back inside, then to Chris Mortimer. Back to Gary Hughes. They're putting it all over Manly at the moment. Mark Hughes is evaded 1. Lobs a pass over the top to Paponis. George Paponis has bombed it. He could have scored, or has he scored? He had support. It was a mere formality, a try then. Well, the stack's on the mill here as the Manly players desperately try to keep them out. There's nobody in the open side for Manly. We've got no backs in position at all, but Mortimer's through. They found the gap. The Manly side all on one side of the field. Rather ludicrous defensive situation. Edie drives that one deep, and Canterbury must be feeling pretty happy with things at the moment. Every reason to be. Oh, the tackling. The Manly tackling is really getting some stick from their fans here. Ray Brown, to me, looks a little bit lost in the lock-forward job. Not blaming him for all the defensive errors, but there are a number of occasions where gaps are created like that. Beautiful football again with Mark Hughes involved. Chris Mortimer back to Mark Hughes there. They're toying with Manly. Look at Anderson coming up the sideline. He comes back in field, sprinting for the line. It's back inside the cover. Oh, to Jim with a try. They've done it again. Every year they pull out what could be a try of the year. And you won't see many better than that. They've got Manly on the rack. Quarter. Gray, Pilic, Walker. And that second line of Canterbury defence knocks him to the ground hard. Thompson. Gray. Making very heavy weather of this the moment, Manly. Pilic from dummy half, back into Martin. Martin sights a small gap and a scurrying 8-metre run. Second last tackle. Gray. Thompson. Nicely to Edie. Out to Mooney. Mooney's in the corner. Nice football from Graham Edie. There was no try on, really. But Thompson did well. Edie did well. And Mooney was in for the try on the corner. Martin. Gray. Only about 11 metres out now, right under the post area. 2 tackles to go. 13-5 the score. Canterbury's favour. Pilic. Walker on the burst. Good straight running. 5 metres to go. Pilic. Martin. Thompson. Gartner. Good defence. That's good top stuff from Chris Mortimer. Up to halfway they come. It's a top pass, that. Long pass to Vaughton. Bruce Walker. Nice lead. Edie. He's accelerating hard. Got to pass away. It's gone to ground and Mooney's got it. 6 to go. Pilic. Overlap out in the left if they can get it wide. Oh, he's offside, surely. Oh, well, I'm afraid I can't agree with that. Ray Brown. In behind the defence, got it to Gartner, but he's wrapped up straight away. Good defence. A man who's very important to Manly's chances in 1980. It's fairly important that he get back on the track soon. What's the story?
John, what's the reason for pulling out of this game?
I've got a very spoiler for it, Barry, and I thought that with...
Wait a minute, we'll come back to you in a moment. This exciting football. Now we'll just have a look at this.
All right, as we go with Thompson away to John Gray. Only about 20 metres out now, and pressure coming to Canterbury, and they're handling it like veterans. Nice dummy there. Brown gets a pass away one-handed to Thompson. Gartner halfway round. He's mad. Accelerating. And runs to Mooney. Mooney goes hard. It's a try on the corner. Robinson. He may have lost the ball there. No. The referee says not. Play on. Last tackle. Beautiful pass out there to Chris Mortimer. He's up the sideline. Looks to support. Edie's tackle brings him down, and that's the 6. Well, a game of flowing, fluid action. Plenty of up and down field, side to side running. And Pilic, Thompson, Walker, Martin waving his players out on the open side there. Edie's in the line too. As Brown runs back into Pilic. Pilic tears a hole through the middle, still going. He's dropped the ball, and Mortimer's dropped it too. And he's been picked off in the end goal. So that's a good bit of football and a bad bit of football. Ray Brown was the man. Mortimer hurt, maybe. Nothing illegal in the tackle, just dived up. Line drop out. Eadie. How the Manly crowd love this man. He's right through. Oh, and trips and falls. That was close to being a very spectacular run. Gray. Mooney. 20 metres out now. Penalty using the... Eadie is successful. That is the scoreline. Canterbury 15, Manly 12. Extremely good first half. Recollect they led 13-5 at half-time. The scrums have gone 9-all. The penalties are 12-7 in Manly's favour. Hooter coming up any minute. Canterbury led at half-time 13-5. They've only scored a goal in the second half. But their first half was good enough. That's the win to Canterbury, and they're to be congratulated on a top-line first half of football playing into the breeze. Manly looked better playing into the breeze as well, but looked very, very ordinary in the first half. The try scorers, 3 for Canterbury, have been Stan Cutler, Greg Brentnell and Steve Mortimer, and that Stan Cutler try will be, you can take my word, the try of the match. And we think that probably with another look at it to be sure that Mark Hughes will be the man who will be most responsible for it. Well, a very interesting game of football. I think anyone that didn't enjoy it as a spectacle would have been hard to please. There was certainly action aplenty and some splendid tries, and that memorable one, of course, by Cutler, ultimately finished off by him. Our man of the match, difficult because there were a number of good players. People that stood out was Greg Brentnell, the centre three-quarter for the Canterbury Bankstown side, who scored a try, but I think the most significant point about him was his blockbusting defence early on. He stopped many Manly raids, particularly in the first half. Now, results of other matches, and there's a major upset, as we've come to expect. Let's go back right through the round. From Anzac Day, East 14, West 7, Newtown 12, South Sydney 10 yesterday, St George 20, North 16. North, I think, led 16-4 at one stage in that game, and they found another way to lose a game of football. Cronulla, I think, in a major upset, 14, with a much depleted side, have defeated Parramatta 7. That, to me, is a major upset. Balmain 15, Penrith 11, and, of course, the game that we televise, Canterbury Bankstown 15, Manly 12. Now, the competition table, this is the way it looks. There are 2 teams, Western Canterbury on top with 8 points. There are 4 teams with 6, Manly, Parramatta, Cronulla, Newtown and St George, 5, I'm sorry. There are 3 with 4 points, South, East and Balmain, North Sydney on 2 and Penrith, no score. Most difficult decision to make is going to be which game we'll televise in Sevens Big League next week. The Newtown Eastern Suburbs clash from the sports ground, points up as the only 2 winners. We'll have a good look at that, and I'll announce that on the 7 Network News tomorrow night, so please be viewing.